Over the last few years, we got into the habit to scaling down our grocery trips from weekly to once every 2 weeks. The problem with that is the fresh produce we buy typically didn't last longer than a few days, up to 1 week max. So that's why we decided to try these vacuum sealed storage food bags. This pack comes with three different size bags, and we got five of each size, plus a vacuum pump and four slide clips to help us seal the bags. Each bag has a space where you can write notes such as the date when you sealed the food item. There's also a small round air valve where you would place the pump to pump out the air to vacuum seal the food. This pump is actually pretty small and lightweight, so it will be interesting to see how effective it will be to pump the air out of the bags. And here I'm just testing the zip enclosure. It's actually closed very tightly, so that's good. Here I've just washed the bags inside and out, and they're just sitting here to air dry. Now let's go ahead and test this out. I have one small bag that is completely dry. I'm going to toss some cherry tomatoes into the bag. One thing I caution is to not fill the bags up to the rim. There's actually a guide written on the front of the bag that tells you how far you can fill the bag, which is approximately 3/4 of the way. The trick to getting the air sucked out is to lay the corner where the air valve is flat onto your countertop surface, facing up. Then take your air pump and place it right on top of the air valve. With one hand, hold down the base of the air pump, and with your other hand, start pumping. At first, you may not see anything happen, but after a few pumps, you will begin to see the bag move as the air gets suctioned out. And here's my first bag with the cherry tomatoes airtight inside the bag. The zip enclosure is closed very tightly, and those tomatoes are definitely not going anywhere. And here I'm using a medium-sized bag to place a basket of oyster mushrooms inside. The slider slips in and closes the bag easily. And for good measure, I'm going to do this twice just to be sure there are no air pockets. Now I lay the bag flat onto the countertop with the air valve facing upwards. The pump goes right on top. I hold the base firmly and start pumping with my other hand. This one took about 70 to 80 pumps to suck all the air out. And look how airtight this bag is. Typically, these mushrooms may last a week, but this airtight bag will let it keep for much, much longer. The great thing about these storage bags also is you can store wet foods and dry goods inside them and then place them in the fridge or freezer. You can also use them in the microwave and in a pot of hot water. They can also be washed and used over and over again.